Good morning, it's Marcie in Miami, and today I'm going to take you on a beautiful garden tour. Today is fresh, it's crisp, the sun is out. Look at this. And well, if the poinsettias don't give the time of year away, I don't know what will. Let's get this garden tour started. I've got a lot to show you. My passion is sharing my art, gardening, and food that comes out of the garden. It's amazing how joyful good food and the creativity that spawns from developing things in the garden can make you feel. So here goes the journey. When we bought this house, by the way, it had nothing here. There was just flat land, and it's been a process because back 3 years ago, I really didn't have the knowledge to support a full garden like this, but we developed a food forest, and everything that is planted on our property is for eating. It's for us, for the birds, the butterflies, the bees, and it's been an amazing journey. What we have so far, and I hope it inspires you to get creative in your own garden. Even if you have a balcony or a terrace, or if you live in an apartment, that's okay. You can still have some edible greenery somewhere or vegetation and create some inspirational art. And by the way, I will include a picture of what the property looked like when we first bought it. And I hope that serves as an inspirational photo that everybody can do it. If you're taking a city girl that didn't know anything about gardening and put her here to develop a garden, I know you can do it too. I have faith. Let's go. First off, I'm very proud of my new irrigation system. This was installed about 4 weeks ago, and honestly, I could sit out here and just watch this. It's like a beautiful dance. Zones 1 through 5. 2.5 years, I've been watering by hand all of my plants and vegetables. This is one of my native gardens. And by native, I mean not just to South Florida, but to South America. Countries which have similar climate patterns that we do here in South Florida. Most of my vegetation is marked or tagged somehow, so I can remember what it is. This is the beautiful peanut butter tree. Gorgeous fruits that turn bright red. This is a self-propagating tree. When the seeds drop down after the birds have gotten to it, they just self-propagate. You don't need a partner to make a fruit tree. So magnificent. Makes a great fruit to eat. It's not particularly commercially viable because of how sensitive the fruit is, and it just doesn't last a long time. So when you have it, you just got to eat it. We have a rope supporting this tree right now because several weeks ago we had a tropical storm that completely uprooted the peanut butter tree. It's doing pretty well now. Okay, let's move on. This is one of the many archways that I made out of PVC piping. To me, these are the most beautiful things, not necessarily the PVC piping, but covering it with just gorgeous flowers, vegetables. This is one of my walkways that I'm making out of faux seaglass from my rock tumbler. I'm cracking up and breaking up chunks of bottles. How pretty is that? All the words, so nice, all the different colors. And it has seashells and bits of shards of pottery that I have. This is one of my many areas of respite that has been created. Just take a break, cup of tea. Catwoman, made from a Costco container of soap for the washing machine, and PVC piping, old light bulbs. She's so much fun. She's like the guardian of this area of the garden. We've got many gardens and many guardians. My canistel fruit tree houses all of the orchids which are not blooming. And when they start to bloom, they're brought into the orchid wall on my terrace in my house. We've got many species of orchids. So beautiful. This is Viviana. Viviana is the guardian of this area of the garden. Hello, Viviana. Good morning. A little winged creature made from a barbecue accoutrement, like a barbecue tool that we didn't really use for the barbecue anymore. An orchid that is ready to go. I'm going to take that with me. This is a henna plant. I don't know if you're familiar with that. This is what they make henna from. You can see the seeds. This is a tricolored hibiscus oregano, Cuban oregano. Great for tea, sinuses, infections. Slasher pine. The area that my house sits on used to be filled with slasher pines. The canistel tree, I don't know if you can see the fruit. We're just there showing you the orchids, but the canistel fruit turns to like a bright yellow with an orange inside. If a mango and a sweet potato were to have a baby, this would be the fruit. I forgot the name of this flower. It grows so huge and prolifically. It's taking over this area of the garden. I have to keep trimming it back. It has these little spines on it, which are kind of unnerving. I have two beautiful carambolas here, which I have yet to plant, and they're flowering. Everything about the carambola is edible. Isn't that wonderful? You can eat everything about the fruit. You can eat the flowers. This is a soursop. I have 5 of them on the property. We use the leaves to make tea, and we also, of course, juice the fruits and eat the fruit. The porterweed. Lemongrass. Got tons of lemongrass. This is gypsy. I believe this is coral vine. I can't remember what I planted on her, but she is the guardian of this particular area. And this is the southeast corner of the property. Hi, Gypsy. This is another soursop. Why did I buy 5 soursop? Why did I plant 5 soursop trees? 2 years ago, one of my pups was ill. He had cancer, and I bought 5 because I wanted to take the leaves and make tea and give them the broth, because it's supposed to have anti-cancer properties. This is another plant that you can make tea. This is a June plum. Delicious fruit. Large stone in it. It's great for making jams. It's wonderful to put in salads, to slice up. You peel it, it turns like a bright yellow. Wondering why I have cardboard? My entire garden is built on carton and paper. It's great for the soil. The vermiculture love carton. You're going to get great worms, earthworms. This is moringa. Wonderful anti-inflammatory properties of this tree. You can use the leaves, you can make tea. These are grapes. Another arboretum that I made. The garden has been built very much like you would build a food forest. You have the upper canopy, which are the papayas and the mango and the avocado. And then you have the lower canopies with vegetation like sweet potatoes. This is the Adamoya tree. This is a fruit tree, delicious fruit. You have the sweet potato. So you have what grows on the bottom, and then you have your medium portion of what you grow. Like, for example, that is a cranberry hibiscus right here. And everything about that is edible as well. You have your aloe as the lower part. You can have spinach. This is comfrey. Edible cactus called nopale. It's a kumquat. And thank God we have a cold snap this morning, because the kumquat needs this to fruit properly. It does have the fruits on it, but to really bring them to fruition, you need the cold snap. You need that as well for peach tree. Everybody says, what, you're growing peach trees? Yes, I'm growing peach trees. You got the pineapples, the lower part of the canopy, and the white potato. Here's a better look at the cranberry hibiscus. Isn't that gorgeous? You can put it in salads, make tea. Just grab the leaves and eat them. Kind of like might taste like cranberry. More carambola. This is a Cape berry. And this is a really interesting fruit. I actually took these. Actually, here's something I can show you right here. See that? There's a fruit inside there, and it's going to turn a bright orange. It's kind of like this umbrella shape. It's kind of cool. It's an umbrella shape, papery, pretty wild, and they drop to the ground, a lot of them, and they're very sweet. Another carambola, passion fruit. I wanted to stop by here and show you the Nepali cactus again, because a lot of people don't know that you can eat this. You take off the prickly sides of the cactus and you can cut it up much like pepper. You can stir fry it. Not that portion, that looks like I need to cut that off. This is my Arkin carambola, starfruit. The sweetest starfruit around. It is amazing. Love, love, love. Starfruit. Actually, I did a video on that one. The amazing health benefits of starfruit. It's really an incredible fruit. To me, it's like a miracle fruit, honestly. It's so beautiful, so delicious. This is the noni fruit, otherwise known as a stinky fruit. As we're walking by the pathway, I'm going to show that to you. This is from some pallets that I'm starting to chop up. My sweet potato garden. This potato is actually great. The purple leaves, it's amazing. It's a gorgeous ground cover. It does take over. This is Frida. Frida's the guardian of this particular area. We'll actually have a video on how to make the Fridas of the world. There's a new pathway I'm putting in right here. So many interesting things that you can do using upcycled materials for your garden. Again, this is the lower part of my canopy for my food forest. The pineapples, the plantains. They don't like a lot of wind. They like to be kept in an area that is a little bit sheltered because they can get completely battered. There's a cocktail tree with lime and lemon, mango, guava, or capeberry. There's a tea tree, green tea, more mango, Brazilian spinach. Now this is the lower part of the canopy as well. When I was talking to you about the canopies, building a food forest, chives are always good to have, as it's a pest deterrent. Holy basil, it's bay leaf, more comfrey, turmeric. That's a miracle fruit right there. I'm not sure if it's fruiting right now. Sometimes it's prolific and sometimes it's not. This is an area of the garden that I'm working on currently. This is a nice loofah archway. You can see the loofahs growing through. Hello, kitty pies. I'm building a path here right now. More carton. Love the carton. Great, not only just for the soil, but as well for the weed deterrents. This is a guava. Oh, she started attaching herself to the tree. This is a vanda, and it's not meant to be. I gotta get this off. We basically just hang them here. While I'm here, I wanted to show you the walkway being worked on right now as we speak. These were stones that were here, made with a little bit of sand. These I bought at a place called Bernie's Rock Garden place down in the Redlands. Have a ton of selection of rocks. Oh my gosh, all types of rocks. My composters. Everything gets composted. This is a bay rum. It has like a lemony scent to it, and you can use it just like a bay leaf. We have a lot of turmeric and ginger growing here with mint, more holy basil, otherwise known as Tulsi. All right, I'm bringing you up on my terrace. This is my wall of orchids in here. Oh my God, I'm so in love with these orchids. So gorgeous. We've got some that are just about to bud. I brought in that yesterday in one of the trees. Okay, I'm gonna bring you guys right here to enjoy. Yeah. Okay, let's continue. This is the southeast portion of my garden. It's a curry tree. Again, going with the food forest idea. Other things like mint, turmeric, and ginger get planted underneath. And you can see actually this started sprouting another root here, the curry tree. Lots of ginger. Next door is my dragon fruit. I have 70 of these and they've been fruiting. Delicious fruit. Some people say to me, you know what, I don't really like the taste of dragon fruit. It doesn't really taste like anything, but honestly, I really think it's because the way when they're growing commercially, they have to be taken off the vine early, and then they have to go through transport. They finally get to a store, and I really think that when you leave them on the vine and pick them when they're fruiting, of course, when they're ripe, That's when they're sweet and delicious because they have been left to ripen. This is corn and potatoes, lovage and borage, fig, Malabar spinach, okra, tomatoes, more turmeric. Oh my gosh, I have so much turmeric. And over there is my pod section. I've got cucumbers and beans growing here, and peas. I've got chia. All I did was take a handful of chia seed that you can buy commercially, the organic, and I spread them in here. There was a ton of them that were growing here, but then I thought, you know what? It was really just an experiment. I did leave a few of them, of course, and they're budding and flowering right now. But I really need the area for more important vegetables and crops this time. I will plant some chia maybe over in that area over here where it can grow randomly. Intro and more holy basil and turmeric. Again, the arbors are wonderful for trellising your vegetables. Highly recommend. Inexpensive. If you move the garden someplace or if you don't want it anymore, you can just simply take it off or out. Brazilian spinach, more Brazilian. Tastes delicious, sauteed, stir-fried, eaten in a salad, chopped up. Tomatoes, arugula, delicious. Cilantro. I have found as an experiment, like this is wasabi mustard, and these are growing pretty big. Like I like them when they're a little smaller than this. You obviously can use them like this, but I have found through an experiment, this is a great deterrent for pests. I just throw the seeds out and let them go in many different areas to help me with pest problems, which I haven't had, but just in case they're out there. Be forewarned. String beans, bush beans, more tomatoes. Love, love, love my bananas. Onions, anise, more turmeric. I'm making turmeric beer right now. I'll have a video on that soon. Tomatoes, loofah. And this is where I'm going to end my garden tour, although there's much more to see in the north part. I'm going to end it here, and I'm going to show you the pods that we have for growing all the greens and herbs and peppers. Delicious shito peppers. Nasturtium, delicious for tea. Red bottle lettuce. Mustard, spinach. Corn mache. Frida and I would like to thank you for joining us on our Food Forest tour. We hope it serves as an inspiration, as a launching pad for your own development of a garden or creativity. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. Stay safe. Right, Frida? Twinsies. Love you.